Gothenburg. I'm coming to you from Slottsskogen in Gothenburg, southwest I think it is, in a beautiful park where you can really connect to nature and yeah, just heal actually. It's a beautiful park, one of my favorite places in Gothenburg actually. But I was making this video because I want to talk to you about acceptance and accepting the situation for what it is right now. And for most people it is like when you have something, a change going on, you want to, if you don't feel comfortable in it, you want to try and change it automatically back to the things where you can feel comfortable again. But maybe that is not how it's supposed to be. Maybe you should just let it be a little bit uncomfortable for right now. Because when you're going through change, things are not always comfortable. And it's not supposed to be comfortable. Because when you're changing, you're evolving and you're experiencing new things around yourself and in yourself. And that's how you expand, actually. And so from a situation that's kind of hard and harsh on you, and you have a hard time looking for positive things in it, after a while, if you sit with that change and if you don't try to change the change, then you will notice little things coming into your life, or just feelings of acceptance and just being okay with the change. And later on you figure out that you actually got a lot of positive things from the situation that wasn't that positive from the beginning. I hope you could understand what I was saying, but what I really wanted to do with this video was just to give you some reassurance that everything is fine, although it doesn't feel fine right now. I myself am going through a very big change right now. I can feel it like inside a lot, and I feel that I am starting to be much more authentic to myself and my surroundings than I've been before. I think that I was more focused on achieving goals just achieving goals before, not for like making a goal, setting it for myself and my expansion and for the good for the world and the people. So I guess that my ego was kind of big, but more and more I'm noticing that I'm starting to just be me and accepting the situation for what it is. So I went to this mindfulness course, as some of you might know, and so now I'm a mindfulness instructor. And what mindfulness is all about actually is just being in the now and accepting it for what it is, even though it might not feel great all the time, but not clinging to these feelings and thoughts that are passing through our bodies all the time. And it's fine. It's fine to not always feel fine, but don't hold on to that feeling. Just let it pass. And just know that this change has come to you for a bigger purpose. And you might not see it now, but if you look in the rearview mirror, you're gonna see that these changes had to happen for this other beautiful thing to come into your life. It could be whatever. It could be a new knowledge, it could be new people, it could be new places, it could be a new work, it could be a new hobby, or it could just be acceptance of the situation. It can be patience, it can be, well, whatever you are in the need of right now for your bigger purpose, or for your like well-being in this life. And it feels important to me to talk about this because I experience that a lot of things in this day and age that we live in is very focused on like just just being perfect all the time. And in the world of being perfect all the time, there's no room for imperfection. And so every time people feel that there's something not so great about me, they panic and they try to fix it. And it doesn't feel whole when you just try to fix it, because it was just like you put a bandage over something, but it's still a wound under there. So what I'm encouraging you all to do is just to sit with the change, even though it doesn't feel that great right now, and just be in that feeling, just be mindfulness in that feeling, and accept that this is how it feels right now, and I'm okay with it, and I don't have to feel great all the time, but I probably will when I sit with this feeling and I accept that everything is not perfect all the time. So yeah, just a little bit of a relief. I see, because I have a daughter who is a teenager, and I can tell and see sometimes from her and her friends that they are very stressed out about just being so perfect all the time. And I guess that has been with people since like a really long time, or since we went into a different age of time when producing was the most important thing for companies and stuff, that you had to produce as much as possible and you had to be perfect in a line of producing things. But it hurts me a lot when that young people has the pressure on them to just be perfect. So if we that are not teenagers and a bit older and maybe a bit wiser, not all the time are older people wiser, but if we are, then maybe we can just inspire them to just accept that everything is not perfect all the time, and accept the change that comes, and not try to fix everything immediately, and try to observe and just try to see what beautiful feeling or situation that can come out from not being so perfect. Because we are all a work in progress, right? From the day we confuse ourselves with everything that we need to do in this society, we are a work in progress all the time. And maybe we are a work in progress from the beginning, from when we were born. But we are a work in progress, and that is okay, and that is how it's supposed to be. And you don't have to compare yourself to everyone all the time, because their change might not be your change. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. And maybe you are changing in the same way for a little while, but not all the way. So when changes come, for example, if you have a friend that you had for a long time and you were changing in the same speed, in the same direction for many years, but then all of a sudden things change in different directions for you, you don't have to hold on to that. Well, I'm not saying that you're giving up. Like the first thing you do is like, oh, okay, we're changing in different directions, bye. But if you tried it out many times and you still feel that we are changing in different directions, it is actually and probably the way it's supposed to be. And maybe you will find back to each other again, and maybe you will have that road together again when you have changed into kind of the same road again. Who knows? So accept that. Don't feel too bad about it. Just know that this is how it's supposed to be. We are a work in progress. And I am very against that being harsh and mean to each other, like just being plain mean. I'm totally against that. And I'm not saying that you should accept that people treat you bad, not at all. But if someone does treat you bad, you don't have to be in that feeling forever of being mistreated. Just see it that, okay, I I got this experience from this, and from that I have this change, and so I bless the situation. But this is not a person that I like to hang out with because it makes me evolve too fast. That sounded kind of weird, but maybe you know what I'm saying, understand what I'm saying. Well, change is supposed to happen. And change doesn't have to be a bad thing, even though the experience feels bad right now. So just have a little patience with your change, and have a little patience with yourself, and just kind of sit with the feeling, accept it for what it is, and start to just have an experience instead in that change. Like mindfulness. How does it feel right now? Am I feeling sorrow? Am I feeling afraid? Am I feeling hopelessness? What am I feeling? Okay, that's the feeling of hopelessness. Okay, that's the feeling of sadness. Okay, that's how I feel right now, but I'm not gonna feel like that forever. But what can I evolve from in these feelings? And bless this change. So I think that that was my message for today. And I wish you all a blissful change and a beautiful new beginning of your life. Take care now. Bye.